A very good afternoon to you, Nzinga, and to our viewers at home. We're coming to you live from Francis Bard Street. This is in the city of Tshwane in Pretoria. This is where the workers affiliated to SACCAWU and others from COSATU have joined in. They've joined hands this morning, going into the afternoon, of course, on that march to the US Embassy, taking issue this afternoon in Nzinga with what has been happening at Makro. You can imagine that it's been almost over a year now with workers at Makro trying by all means to bargain with the employer where the working conditions are concerned, where the wages are concerned, and it seems that the employer is not coming to the party here. We're coming to you at the back of 600 workers that have been dismissed at Makro, and we're hearing that about 300 of them have also been served, or others have also been served with letters with the intention by the employer to terminate their services. This is coming, of course, when Makro is falling under Massmart and Walmart, and Massmart and Walmart, they are, of course, from the US, and this is why the COSATU leadership and SACCAWU leadership decided together with the workers here today to move to the US Embassy, where this afternoon they'll hand in a memorandum of demands. I'm going to bring into the conversation now the SACCAWU president, Ms. Louise Tipe, who joins us this afternoon to tell us about this demonstration. We've seen that the workers have moved from the union buildings. We're inching closer to the US Embassy, where a memorandum of demands is going to be delivered and submitted this afternoon. Let us in on those demands. And really, we've seen that the numbers have grown from where we started in the morning. More workers, others from game and other stores, have joined in with the Makro workers moving to the US Embassy. Welcome to the SABC.
Thank you, thank you. Of course, members have joined in numbers. We've seen from various subsidiaries, your game workers are here, and it's just a big thing for workers. I mean, it's their life, and surely they ought to attend in such big numbers as they did, just to make sure that the message is delivered.
What are some of those demands? We know very well that Makro has not been coming to the party. That's what we're hearing in terms of negotiating with the workers. They are complaining about other issues around working conditions and wages. Maybe just remind our viewers of why we find ourselves here, where Makro and that dispute with the workers are concerned.
Firstly, we should all understand that the cost of living is high. And the first demand, which is on a monetary a process that's not agreed upon by Makro, and there are other issues that forms part of the working conditions that as well are not being adhered to by the company.
What are you hoping to get from the US Embassy this afternoon? And let's say more or less your demand or that memorandum is not well received. Can you also just help us understand in terms of where to from here?
We're not sure as to what their response will be, but the only point that we are making forward is that here we are submitting the memorandum. As to how they respond, that's another issue. But we are not ending today. This is ongoing, and for as long as we are not answered accordingly as workers, we will proceed. We will see as to how far we end up with this campaign.
Of course, also worried about the issues of work and employment, meaning that that's 600 of the workers that have been dismissed at Makro and the 300 that stand to be dismissed here. They're adding to the bloated number of those that are unemployed right now in terms of the workforce. Is this something that worries you as SACCAWU, that worries you as COSATU, as also a federation that represents the workers?
No, it does worry us. I mean, such a big number. It does worry us, but there are processes that we have embarked on. We'll be meeting at CCMA, and who knows, because that dismissal isn't legit, and we're hoping CCMA will answer our call.
Ms. Louise Tipe, thank you very much for your time. We are inching closer to the union buildings. This is where the macro workers have gathered in their numbers. I'm going to step out of shot for my colleague Zinhle to show you what is happening behind us. This is Francis Bard Street in the city of Tshwane. The macro workers, you can see that it's a sea of yellow and red. They are dressed in their work regalia here. These are the men and women that were supposed to be manning some of the stores, macro countrywide, but they decided that they're going to form solidarity with some of their colleagues, those that have been dismissed, and of course just show their disdain to the employer that has not been coming through, to try by all means to attend to some of their concerns. So these workers are just worried about their well-being. You can see most of them just chanting, raising their hands. We have macro workers, we have game workers, we have builders workers that are here, young, old, men, women gathered this afternoon in Pretoria, moving, of course, to the union buildings. That is where that memorandum of demands will be submitted to the US Embassy. This is a rolling action, Nzinga. They are telling us as well that they're going to be this week meeting with the Minister of Trade and Industries to try by all means to see government intervening here, because the concerns are just over the fact that some of these members or these workers that have been dismissed are adding to a number of those in South Africa that form part of those that are not in the employ. Nzinga?